Well, hello, folks. This is the next to last Friday in June 2018. I haven't done one of these for a long time. I'm not doing them much anymore. I have a few things to talk about. I'm looking around. I'm not reading anything. I'm just seeing how bad the image is. But I did a test. It came out all right. I had to reconfigure something here. I'm hardwired on the internet. Again, there were complications. I won't get into it. My skin looks funny here and there, but first, some different peoples in Iowa. I see more in this area. I see more turmoil in their lives than I ever have in over 20 years. For me here, I have zero services. Uh, the state of Iowa has helped out a little bit in the past. It's partly my location and partly the way things are running down. I don't want to go into a lot more detail about that. Today is in the 60s, overcast, it's not raining. I'm just looking towards the window out ahead of me here. Uh, it was spitting rain a little bit earlier. I haven't seen any accumulation yet. There's not supposed to be any. Different places in Iowa have had severe flooding. I heard the Raccoon River near Des Moines was going to flood today. In fact, right about this time at a high level. Um, in terms of what's going on, generally, I can't say too much. Even that last phrase, hate, 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 don't let him talk like that. But I don't have much of a humor of anything right now. Um, Generally, I want to say the people in Hollywood, they seem to, many of them have gone round the bend. They're a couple of pieces of bread short of a loaf. They're a can or two short of a six pack. I could go on with these uh, similes all day, I guess. Um, Also, people make threats. Many people cannot even say something that's politically incorrect. They'll be shut down, receive threats. Others can threaten terribly. It seems to be no problem. Um, Other things I want to talk about in terms of time and place. This, I get the feeling occasionally one of these videos is going to be looked at in some distant time or place. Um, I expect most of my nearly 250 videos here not to last too many years. Uh, I think I did over 950 videos on YouNow. I did very few in other places. I did dabble in other places. Uh, I don't plan to go back to YouNow. I just enough is enough over the 5+ years. Um, what's been going on in Europe, in the U.S. My uncles and grandparents and other relatives were immigrants, but they generally worked quite hard and made a way for themselves. I won't say they were all good or all bad. They generally tried to do the right thing. In Europe and the U.S., uh, people getting, their lives, not just immigrants, but other people getting everything in their lives paid for, that can't go on when the numbers of those people will supersede the ones uh, with money left. That just can't go on forever. I noticed some of these, not just Bitcoin, but some of these currencies, internet currencies, have been having extreme fluctuations and turmoils. Um, some say that stuff is no good. I don't say that, but you should be very careful with that and investing in the stock market and other situations. I think major things will happen this year. Uh, I suppose I still generally support Trump. He's a legal elected president, but most of his foreign policy I disagree with. A lot of it he was forced into. Some of his foreign policy that I agree with, some so-called experts actually disagree with me, but these things are complicated and I don't want to get into all that. In terms of the Fukushima, that was my number one concern. Uh, the radiation is spreading throughout the world's oceans a little bit slower than I thought, but I think it'll still have a final effect. I'm just looking kind of outside towards the window, thinking it might be starting to rain a little bit. Um, there's other topics I could talk about. I'm kind of doing this off the cuff. Most of my work on here was reviews of westerns. I read part of a supposed nonfiction book. This book goes back about 60 years, but it's talking about Indian battles and terrible things, chronicling from 1600s to 1800s with the American Indians. I know some wisecrackers now. Uh, Native Americans are going to be the Aleuts or Eskimos, and no longer applies to American Indians. So go figure all that stuff out. But the many treaties broken, many well-meaning white folks had their desires overturned by one crackpot lieutenant or colonel or some other army person. But that doesn't remove the fact that the Indians did torture and kill women and children of the opposing side, just as the white people did. I notice the history is often skewed very badly. I've talked about this on Twitter a little bit. Twitter is a disaster, but on Twitter they set up maps in the Middle East. They'll pick one day from one year. They'll ignore thousands of years. They'll do that with Lithuania. They'll take a map when Poland and Lithuania and the like were not on the map, although they've been there thousands of years, these peoples. In fact, the Lithuanians go back somehow with the languages, with Sanskrit, the Latvian, the relationship with the perhaps the Ostrogoths, people settling South Asia. What really happened there? I don't think Lithuanians want to lay claim to most of Europe and South Asia, but some of these other people. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to stop this now and try to put it up because I may just have messed it up. Good luck out there, folks.